in Sacramento. USC made it. They'll play Michigan State Friday morning in Columbus, Ohio. Howard University in the NCAA tournament for the first time in 31 years plays top-seeded Kansas Thursday morning at 11. Shout out to all the Howard alumni around the nation. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson. This sports report was brought to you by Original Taco Pete.
Aaron at Original Taco Pete's. Come in today for our tasty seasoned black taco. We're at 3272 West Slauson off Crenshaw, or call 323-348-4441.
Is the pen mightier than the sword?
They say the pen is mightier than the sword. At KBLA Talk 1580, we not only have a lot to talk about, we have a lot to write about. Politics, relationships, business, empowerment, and culture. The all-star roster at KBLA Talk 1580 has you covered.
That's what it's all about.
Be sure to follow us on all our socials for our latest book releases, op-eds, essays, and commentaries from our hosts. And, of course, download the KBLA 1580 app as we strive to remain your most trusted, credible, and reliable source for the issues you care about. This is unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580.
What up, baby?
Hi, I'm civil rights attorney Areva Martin, host of Areva Martin in Real Time, weekdays 4 to 6 p.m. right here on KBLA Talk 1580. Be sure to tune in weekdays at 4:35 p.m. for your daily download on the federal bribery trial of LA City Council member Mark Ridley Thomas. The case is sure to have many twists and turns, and our program will be the show of record in the case of United States versus Mark Ridley Thomas. We have our own seasoned justice correspondent who will be checking in with us to keep you up to speed on the daily details of this high-profile legal case. Be sure to tune in to Areva Martin in Real Time, weekdays at 4:35 p.m. for United States versus Mark Ridley Thomas, only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Order in the court.
First things first.
Things first, it's the DU General, Money B. I'ma put you up on the schedule. 6 to 9, 8 weekdays, not too serious. We got a lot to talk about, so much to pedal through. Unapologetically progressive. Tune to KBLA 1580 to get the mess. We're your ancestors' favorite radio station. First black on talk radio, left side of the nation. Me and Dominique DiPrima go way back. Tap Smiley making sure the station stays black. Discussing all the issues in our community. We're hosted black and brown and others find unity. So let's talk about it. Maybe we can improve it. Digital underground, always down with the move. So we tune in. The first things first with the queen of Black Talk Radio, Dominique DiPrima. Go sis. Go sis. Go sis.
First things first.
Good morning and God bless. Happy Monday. I'm Dominique DiPrima. This show is called First Things First. My first thing every day, every single day, giving thanks, giving praises, asking for blessings from God, asking for the blessings of the ancestors, the elders, and the community. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's set our intention. Let's get our minds right on a Monday, and let's do all the things. Okay, so typically we look local in hour one, national and beyond in hour 2. Hour 3, we do a deep dive with a person or persons of interest on a topic or topics of interest. But we are flipping the script just a wee bit. As you know, there is an election going on for the 6th Council District here in Los Angeles. That is the one that is was vacated by Council President Nury Martinez. Today we'll meet a couple of those candidates that are seeking to take the spot of the councilwoman who stepped down after she was disgraced by a horrifying tape. Racist, anti-renter, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Well, so we'll be hearing from 2 of those candidates today, and you are encouraged to call in now, 800-920-1580. And to call in the second hour of the show. And, of course, anytime, 800-920-1580. We are also going to be talking with David Price. He is our daily deep dive today. He's the Director of Racial Equity for the Department of Civil Rights in the city of Los Angeles. Department of Civil Rights is a thing that is cropping up in municipalities across the country. And so what can be done at the city level? What can be done by government at all to promote racial equity, especially in these times when some factors in government, conservative waves in government, are doing their best to eliminate any kind of corrective measures that are meant to fix the legacy and the impact of racism, white supremacy in this country. So a great day ahead, a lot to talk about. What the heck is going on? Well, I love to hear what you think is important, of course, 800-920-1580. But I must say, the story that I know Oscars. We can talk Oscars. And congratulations, by the way, going out to Michelle Yeoh for becoming the first Asian American to win, first Asian from anywhere in the world to win the Best Actress Oscar. Now, I'm happy for her. I haven't seen Everything Everywhere All at Once. I definitely got to see it. I'm hearing it's great, not just because it won 7 Oscars, but because people I trust are telling me it's great. And I know folks are angry about Angela Bassett not getting hers. And by folks, I mean me. Ha! Not just me, though. And you know, so we got a lot to unpack there, and we'll talk about that. But the story that just gobsmacked me this weekend was about Kevin De Leon. Did you read it? Did you check it out? How, yeah, of course we want him to resign. The calls for him to resign continue. The fact that the polling shows that the people want him to resign, the people of his own district, Latino people, white people, black people, pretty much everybody wants the man to step down. But he stubbornly clings to his paycheck in the guise of serving his district. And there are a few people that want him to stay. I think, mostly his relatives. I don't know. Maybe others. I understand the feeling because I remember when we were disenfranchised in CD10 by the city council voting to suspend Mark Ridley Thomas, a move that I never agreed with, by the way. But this is insane because what it shows is that all this rhetoric about, I'm going to stay here because the people of my district need me is demonstrably BS. And there's a couple reasons for that. Number one, apparently, when Councilmember Jose Huizar, remember him? Bribery, Vegas trips, prostitutes. Apparently, when he was suspended by the city council, the council asked disgraced racist councilman De Leon to sit in the seat earlier because they were removing Huizar. And he said he had to take care of a sick relative, so he wasn't available to do that. Let that sink in. Okay, and then he couldn't take over early because he had a sick relative, but he had plenty of time to be a paid consultant for the AIDS Healthcare Foundation and lobby the city council and members of the city government on their behalf as a paid consultant. Why is this interesting? There's lots of reasons, and we're going to talk about them. But not the least of which is, you were too busy to take over the city council early because there would be no representation after a disgraced council member or a council member who was allegedly disgraced, allegedly taking bribes, who we now know is taking bribes for sure. You couldn't do it then because you had a sick relative, but now the people need you, and it's just, you can't leave them without representation. Also, he was making more between the AIDS Healthcare Foundation and a couple of other consulting jobs than he was going to make when he went into his council seat. So you can see the perceived conflict of interest. Oh, there's more to this story. It's really interesting. AIDS Healthcare Foundation, you say, wow, that sounds innocuous. And sure, they do some good things. They're also quite controversial, especially in the low-income housing space, the getting unhoused people off the street space, the space where Kevin DeLeon has pumped himself up as a champion. And it's really interesting to see the shady things that went down long before a meeting. So for those of us who might be saying, oh, Kevin DeLeon, he's a progressive or a liberal or a centrist, more on the, left to center side, who made one mistake or had one stupid conversation. This shows you that the problematic behavior far predates the now infamous phone call. Yeah, we're going to talk about that and whatever else is on your agenda. 800-920-1580, 800-920-1580. More rain on the way tomorrow, and it could be kind of insane. Look at the outlook for that, and we may have a big strike on the horizon as well. There's a lot going on around here. We've got a lot to talk about. I'm Dominique DiPrima for KBLA, Talk 1580.
More of First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
Need legal help? Attorney Jovan Blacknell is an aggressive trial attorney specializing in criminal defense and civil litigation. Look no further than the law office of Jovan Blacknell. From personal injury to criminal defense, Jovan Blacknell has the knowledge to protect your rights. The law office of Jovan Blacknell understands the stress and anxiety that come with legal issues. That's why the law office of Jovan Blacknell supports the right to a fair trial. For Los Angeles Council member Mark Ridley Thomas, are you facing a legal battle? Log on to fightforjustice.com. Don't go through it alone. Let the law office of Jovan Blacknell fight for your rights. Log on to fightforjustice.com. Let the law office of Jovan Blacknell take the worry and stress out of your case. Call 310-469-9117 today for a free consultation. That's 310-469-9117 or log on to fightforjustice.com. Law office of Jovan Blacknell, where experience and dedication make the difference.
King C. Gillette is the modern man's answer to the facial hair. With a complete set of precision tools, the King C. Gillette line offers the perfect fit for your facial hairstyle. Want to try something great? Try the Style Master, the quintessential styling tool that every man needs to craft their style. It's a waterproof, cordless trimmer with a long-lasting 4-directional blade. It's extremely versatile and designed to edge, trim, and stubble in 4 directions on any hair length. Master your style with King C. Gillette.
With one of the best savings rates in America, banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Even easier than choosing Slash to be in your band.
Next up for lead guitar. You're in.
Cool. Yep, even easier than that. And with no fees or minimums on checking and savings accounts, is it even a decision? That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA member FDIC.
California is a great place to live and work, but those aren't easy things to do for students also going to college. That's why the state created the Californians for All College Corps, a way for students to build skills and help others while earning up to $10,000 for school. Commit to serve your community and we'll help you pay for college. Spots will fill up fast, so learn more and apply today at www.cacollegecorps.com. That's www.cacollegecorps.com. California is a great place to live and work, but those aren't easy things to do for students also going to college. That's why the state created the Californians for All College Corps, a way for students to build skills and help others while earning up to $10,000 for school. Commit to serve your community and we'll help you pay for college. Spots will fill up fast, so learn more and apply today at www.cacollegecorps.com. That's www.cacollegecorps.com.
Gotta stay fresh, ma.
Have you visited us online for the grand opening of KBLA.store? For the best in new merch, gift ideas, books, media, and more, log on to KBLA.store. Be sure to check out our KBLA team favorites at KBLA.store today. That's KBLA.store for all the official merch on your favorite talk radio station, KBLA Talk 1580.
All the symptoms less defeated. Test and treat it. You can beat it. Test it to see what you've got. Is it COVID or is it not? Treat it. Ask for medication. Decrease risk of complications. Beat it. That's a 1, 2, 3 to stop COVID from multiplying. Isolate so you don't repeat it. Test it, treat it. You can beat it.
Yeah. Visit youcanbeatit.org or call 833-422-4255 to ask for medication to treat COVID-19. Sponsored by the California Department of Public Health.
Your ancestors' favorite radio station,
and your favorite morning show host.
Let's get back to Dominique DiPrima right now.
So I started off this week, talking about Kevin De Leon, the disgraced racist, anti-renter, anti-indigenous, anti-himself. Well, self-hating. I say that because they disparaged him on the phone call for being, looking like a First Nations person, and he didn't even push back. Anyway, I was talking about the ties with him, the AIDS Healthcare Foundation. Now Carl's on the phone. I'm pretty sure Carl's got something to say because Carl is always tracking everything that has to do with housing, houselessness, and affordability in LA living. Hi, Carl. Good morning.
Good morning, Dominique. De Leon, he'll work his way up out of there pretty soon. I'll give him until June.
You think he's going to resign or quit, resign or get pushed out some kind of way?
Yeah, I think he'll.
Wow, I hope you're right.
There's probably another position for him somewhere else. But hey, Dominic, I see Joe Biden's in town right now when this bank is collapsing from money that hasn't been insured. I see he's taking it personal. I hope he comes down here to Southern California and talk to the Black Reparation Task Force and take that personal and help get some paper signed so that we can get our money going. I mean, they talking about Kamala Harris.
We don't need him for that because that's a state initiative.
Okay,
I mean, what we need him to do about reparations is sign H.R. 40 so we can start looking at federal reparations. You know what I'm saying? That's what we need him to do. But I see what you're saying. I mean, a lot of people are saying that. Why can we bail out the bank and not pay for reparations? Why can we send money to Ukraine and not reparations? And I'm with it. It's about priorities. And, clearly repairing the harm from slavery should be a top priority for this nation. How many years later?
Yeah, a long time.
Yeah.
Hey, anyway, maybe Maxine Waters can come on and spill on why they didn't have that money insured, and people are going to start getting paid when Joe Biden speaks. But anyway, they said Kamala Harris is not. They said she's not too popular. She's going to hinder Joe Biden from getting reelected.
But who is the they?
I don't know who the they is. I just seen something come on and
that's why we have Talking Point Tuesday, Carl, because the they is this usually they have been saying this ever since she was elected.
Yeah, well, you know how they say it. They keep mentioning it, and then it keeps flustering and growing and growing.
Yeah, that's the purpose of a talking point. What black woman would be popular in that position? I mean, they, and I'm putting air quotes around they because it could mean the media, it could mean the political class, it could mean, anyone. They, America, hated Michelle Obama. She became popular, but she became popular because she very strategically focused on being a mom and presented herself as not a political threat. Kamala Harris is a political threat. She's the vice president of the United States of America, next in line to be the president. So I feel like when we hear those theys saying that she's not popular, this is one of those talking points we have to push back on. Not popular for who? Not popular why? You feel me, Carl?
There's a guy named Dominique. There's a guy named John McKinney. He's a deputy district attorney. Used to be. He's been reassigned now to do misdemeanor cases. I caught him on an interview, and he seems like to be a nasty, real guy towards black men. I mean, he's from New Jersey. I don't know why he couldn't stay in New Jersey. He said he wants Gascon's position. He says that black men, in order to get them together and get their heads right, they need a lot of time in prison. He's gung-ho on stretching people out in prison. So next time that election come up, people need to watch out for this guy, John McKinney. He used to be, he's still some prosecutor now, but they handed him over to taking care of misdemeanor cases now. I'm still trying to figure out why he just didn't stay in New Jersey and prosecute people in New Jersey. Why did he have to come to California?
Well, this is the big show. I mean, California is bigger than a lot of actual countries, right?
Yeah. Well, he said he grew up in New Jersey.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you something, Carl. You got a good point there, because everybody named Mama is coming for District Attorney George Gascon's seat. And most of the people in his office, this McKinney dude is black, but the question is, what are his politics? Are his politics black?
Well,
is he serving us? All of those folks are running for that job. Remember, Carl, the union that represents those prosecutors sued District Attorney Gascon to try to stop his policies, even though they were voted in by the people.
Yeah, I know this lady, one of these white women, she got, what, $1.56 million or something like that?
Oh, I don't know who you're talking about, yeah.
Her name eludes me right now, but she felt that she was being discriminated on the job and all that type of stuff, So, but I see this guy as a real problem. There's a lot of men coming out of prison right now. I didn't see 6 come out of prison since January that didn't commit crimes because of these prosecutors. And that's a terrible thing to have you sitting up in prison 20, 30 years, and then they decide to let you out and find out he didn't commit the crime. These prosecutors are something else. That's why this guy is a dangerous person, John McKinney. Don't let him get that vote to get up in there, because you're going to see a lot of black men disappearing in the prison system. Yeah.
A lot more, yeah. Well, I think that we have to see how this is going to go. I feel like there's a possibility that someone could flank Gascon on the left. He's certainly being flanked on the right by almost his entire office. To me, the fact that he gets elected by us, the people, to do progressive reforms, which were outlined very straightforwardly on the campaign trail. There was no secrets of what we were asking Gascon to do. And the people that are part of the old way, the people that are part of the 3 strikes, excessive sentences, sentencing black people and Latino people to the death penalty, those people are the people that are still working there under Gascon, that are trying to run against him and challenge him in the election, that are trying to declare his policies unconstitutional and illegal, even though it is not their job nor their place to do so, that are suing the DA's office and Gascon personally because they got reassigned. I don't know, what other business, like what other industry, if you work in any industry, I don't care if it's the tech field or entertainment, if I come in and I'm the new boss, I get to move people wherever I want or let them go because I am trying to implement my vision. But when you work in government, that's not always the case. So here you have DA Gascon with a whole office full of people that hate everything he stands for, that want things to stay the way they were, the way they have been, where we wholesale black men, as you point out, in prison, wholesale ship them off to prison, where we over-prosecute, where we try to pretend that black and brown children are adults and treat them as such, thereby criminalizing them in the school of criminality, which is adult prison.
Wow, yeah. Well, now he's on misdemeanor cases. Hey, Dominique, look, maybe you can ask one of your guests that may be coming on the show working for the city if they can clear up a little bit more what Santos didn't clear up Friday on your show about helping people that are getting evictions right now. I mean, I went through his little website and stuff. It wasn't too much information there, but he kind of hesitated on it. And I remember you said something about your brother in New Jersey. It's a program.
Oh, okay. You said Santos. I thought you meant like George Santos, the guy, the guy that's in the Congress. But you're talking about Hugo Soto Martinez? Is that who you're talking about?
Yeah, that's him. That was he was on your show this
yeah,
week.
Yeah, last week. Yeah. His name is Hugo Soto Martinez. He's a council member. Yeah. Gotcha. Okay. Well, I think this is something that, he represents District 13. I think this is something that, all of the council members need to address. And so you're right. We will continue to do follow-up on that for sure. But it sounds like you weren't satisfied with what he said on the radio.
Yeah, no, I wasn't. Thank you, Dominique.
All right. Thank you. Next time, call and ask a question. Oh, I think you did, actually, now that I think of it. All right, Carl, good to hear from you. Always good to hear from you. And we do have a lot to talk about. So you are invited to do just like Carl and give me a call, 800-920-1580, 800-920-1580. So I was talking about the AIDS Healthcare Foundation. They own a bunch of buildings, which are, purportedly meant to get very low-income people who are on the verge of houselessness or unhoused people off the streets and into buildings. The problem is that they have been accused by the tenants repeatedly of running slumlord facilities, places with roaches, rats. I mean, pretty extreme stuff, elevators that don't work. And so Kevin De Leon, when he was a council member elect, meaning he hadn't yet been seated, but he was already elected and everyone knew he was going to win because he won outright. He didn't need a runoff in his election. So he had this period of about 9 months where he was paid a bunch of money by the AIDS Healthcare Foundation and others. But the AIDS Healthcare Foundation, according to the Los Angeles Times investigation, was particularly egregious because they paid him $100,000 and he arranged meetings with high-level city officials that they would not have had access to. In other words, he acted as a lobbyist and did not disclose to his colleagues at the city that he was actually paid by these folks. That's a problem. The AIDS Healthcare Foundation took out a big ad in the paper this weekend saying, they've been falsely accused of being slumlords. I mean, they didn't quite say it like that. They were saying, look, we bought these buildings. They were old. They were run down, and the city won't let us fix them up. And I'm sure there are problems with permitting and all of that other stuff. But there's no permit needed to get rid of roaches. Like, actually, you don't need a permit to exterminate a place. Why do you need a permit to fix an elevator? I can see with plumbing and electrical, maybe there are obstacles, but getting rid of roaches does not require a city permit. And the fact that this man who claims to be a champion for the unhoused put lining his pockets above his position as a city council member and above the people that were living in those squalid conditions is simply inexcusable. We've got news, traffic, and sports, and we're about to meet someone who wants to sit on the city council. She's running. That's next on KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
We thank you for sharing a part of your Monday morning with us here on the Black Information Network. I'm Mike Moore. Here's the latest. President Biden is set to deliver remarks this morning on the growing chaos involving the banking industry. It started Friday with the sudden collapse of Silicon Valley Bank, marking the biggest failure since the 2008 financial crisis. The city of Albuquerque, New Mexico is trying to improve black home ownership through a new partnership with an accelerator compromising national organizations. The plan is to bring home ownership to 41 black prospective home buyers this year. The OBCE, an arm of the city's Office of Equity and Inclusion, was chosen recently for the Opportunity Accelerator. Roughly 16% of Albuquerque black renters can qualify for home ownership. And that's the latest. I'm Mike Moore from your 24/7 news source, the Black Information Network and BINnews.com.
Southern California Edison wants you to know that downed wires are dangerous. Never approach or touch a downed wire or anything in contact with it. Stay away and call 911. Stay alert. Stay safe. Learn more at sce.com/stay safe.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The Lakers missed a chance to get to 500 for the first time this season. They lose by 4 to the Knicks. UCLA gets the number 2 seed in the West Regional in the NCAA tournament. The Bruins will play their first-round game against North Carolina Asheville Thursday night in Sacramento. USC made it. They'll play Michigan State Friday morning in Columbus, Ohio. Howard University, in the NCAA tournament for the first time in 31 years, plays top-seeded Kansas Thursday morning at 11. Shout out to all the Howard alumni around the nation. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson. This sports report was brought to you by Original Taco Pete.
Aaron at Original Taco Pete's. Come in today for our tasty seasoned black taco. We're at 3272 West Slauson, off Crenshaw, or call 323-348-4441.
How do you spend your audio time on smart speakers?
Hello.
Hey, Alexa.
I'm Alexa.
Play KBLA Talk 1580.
Okay, let's play.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
Hi, Maisha Cairo here, KBLA, live at Chase Bank on Crenshaw and Vernon for the In This Together tour with female business owners, a day of empowerment, community panels, and best of all, tips on building business from marketing to capital. I was able to speak with Kate Luzio, former banking executive and now owner of Luminary, who partnered with Chase for this tour. She makes it her business to build community for business owners.
Yeah, so I was a banker for 20 years before I decided to become an entrepreneur. 7 of those years were actually at JP Morgan Chase. One of the biggest things that I had going into my entrepreneurial journey was a big background in banking.
So what advice are you giving business owners looking for financial backing today?
So Chase brings in so much knowledge and the opportunity to understand what financial tools are out there for business owners to build, grow, and scale their business. A lot of business owners will say, well, I need to get a loan immediately. Well, you wouldn't just lend money to your friend if you didn't know why they needed it. I tell every business owner, you need a business plan, you need financial projections, you need a banker. Because you have to start building a relationship with a banker so that they get comfortable with how you're going to build that business and so that they can eventually support you in different ways.
Makes sense. So visit the Chase Community Center on Crenshaw and Vernon. Meet a banker today. Tell them about your business. I'm Maisha Cairo in the community for KBLA with JP Morgan Chase.
Mom's early Alzheimer's diagnosis was hard to take.
And when I left the oven on, we decided together that it was time to see a doctor and make a plan.
Early detection gave us more time to seek out information and support as a family.
If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. For more information, visit alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Hi, it's Lynn Richardson with the Millionaires Roundtable. Have you heard about Lendistry? Come on now. Lendistry is a national Black-led small business lender that is headquartered right here in LA. Once you've started your business, Lendistry provides flexible financing options starting at $50,000 to help you access the affordable capital needed to grow. Whether financing is needed to increase working capital, acquire a business, purchase inventory and equipment, or refinance debt, Lendistry has a solution for you. Lending products range from traditional business term loans and lines of credit to SBA 7A loans and commercial real estate financing. Lendistry's pre-application process is simple and does not impact your credit score. Visit lendistry.com/KBLA. That's LENDISTRY.com/KBLA to learn more and get started with an application right on the website.
I switched to Boost Mobile and got a free Samsung Galaxy A23 5G phone. Want to know the best part?
It was free?
Nope.
The fact that it's on America's largest 5G networks?
Nope. It's the ding.
Oh yeah, love the ding.
Right? It's all about the ding. It's the dingarooski, the dingaroner, the ring-a-ding-ding.
Unleash your power to save with Boost. Get a free Samsung Galaxy A23 5G phone when you switch. Boost Mobile. Unleash your power.
And the ding.
Limited time offer. New customers only. Available on select networks. 5G not available everywhere. One device per line. Tax excluded. Additional restrictions apply. See your local Boost Mobile store for details.
Thanks for waking up with Dominique DiPrima on KBLA Talk 1580.
Okay, wow. So we had, and I typically don't do this. I know it's early morning and sometimes folks don't get it together, and, it is what it is. However, when you're running for elected office, we have this equal time doctrine that we follow. If we give one person the opportunity to come on the radio station that's running for an office, we give the same to all of the others. Whether they choose to take it or not, that's up to them. In this case, we had a confirmed interview this morning with Rose Gregorian, who is running for Council District 6 to replace Nuri Martinez, and there's no sign of her. So I wouldn't recommend voting for her. I don't know what else to tell you. Maybe, something happened. I shouldn't say that. Maybe, there's something terrible has happened, and I hope not. I hope she's fine. But usually when you do a morning radio show and somebody doesn't make it, they're 9 times out of 10, they're asleep. That's my experience, and I've been doing morning radio for a very, 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 very long time. So we're going to move on. And if anyone is in Ms. Gregorian's house or on her campaign team, they might want to wake her up. Tell her to give us a call, 800-920-1580. In the meantime, as usual, we have got a lot to talk about. I'd like to start with something good, and I did start off talking about KDL because I knew that I had these campaign interviews, and I wanted to make sure I touched on it before I ran out of time. There was a lot to be mad about in last night's Oscars. If you are still at the point of being mad about the Oscars, I kind of have moved past that because I will protest it or I will talk about it, but I don't have the expectation that they will do what's just or what's fair, particularly when it comes to people of color and even more when it comes to women of color. I mean, if you're not checking for women and you're not checking for people of color, then women of color are going to be the last on your list. That said, Ruth E. Carter has become the first black woman to win 2 Academy Awards, and she is the first person to win in a category for a film and its sequel. That's for Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. She won for Best Costumes. And you really can't argue with the costumes in either of the Black Panther movies. They're just amazing. She had on a pretty iconic dress when she picked up her award, and I loved her casual attitude. Like, yep, hello again, I'm back. I got 2 of these statues. And congratulations going out to her. She was classy and she was well-deserving. I do think that sometimes I wonder about the politics of the Academy. If they think, how can we make up for the fact that we're getting ready to diss Angela Bassett again? How can we make up for the fact that after in post-slap Oscars, we're back to Oscars so white? The fact that in the Best Actor category, there was not one man of color. Forget black people. It wasn't even anybody beige. It was just whoosh, whoosh, default Oscar plan. Now, I'm not saying that none of these people are talented. I'm not hating on the winners. Everybody works hard. There's no way you star in a movie that's Academy Award nominated and you haven't done some work. You haven't worked hard. You haven't paid some dues, but then okay, so we knew they knew they were gonna pass over Angela Bassett again. And as everyone on Twitter said, this woman should have gotten an Oscar 30 years ago, right? I mean, everyone says next time. How many next times is there? I mean, I know she's Angela Bassett, so she's probably going to keep working, but dang, all women, especially women, suffer from the Don Lemon syndrome, meaning that many times we don't get opportunities after a certain age, right? So, and even though she looks fabulous, and she is fabulous, and she's deserving, whether or not she'll have an Oscar-worthy opportunity is really not guaranteed at all. Not guaranteed at all. So it's a shame, and we know that sometimes they hand out Oscars to make up for things that they did not do in the past. But I don't know. And I'm not hating on Jamie Lee Curtis. I love her. She's awesome. But it was clearly meant to be Angela Bassett's night. She was classy about it, but the internet is memeing up a storm about her reaction to it. Happy for Michelle Yeoh. Yeah, the first Asian person to win Best Actress. That's a good thing. It's a good thing. I'm celebrating the fact that it seems to be a breakthrough year for Asian talent. Best Supporting Actor, Ke Huy Quan from Everything Everywhere All at Once, which won just about everything everywhere all at once. Again, in the Best Supporting Actress, I didn't see The Whale, but Hong Chau, I think that's how you say her name. I hope I'm not messing it up. She was nominated for Best Supporting, and they did not give it to her either, as was Stephanie Hsu from Everything Everywhere All at Once. That's the one people were really mad about. They said she should have won. I got to go see that movie. I don't know. All I know is I know Angela Bassett. I saw Black Panther. I've seen her body of work. Her body of work is astoundingly great. But, once again, the Academy does what the Academy does. The Academy was Academying, which is they love to put us in our place. And by us, I mean black people, especially black women. I heard someone dissing Hattie McDaniel on social media, saying she was an agent of the state by playing these stereotypical blah, blah, blah. That was the only roles that woman had the access to at that time. She's actually quite a great actress, an accomplished actor, somebody who paid their dues and that was operating in the context of the time. You can't fault her for operating in the context of the time. She wouldn't have worked at all. And so, I get the sentiment that maybe we shouldn't even participate in these things. But here's the thing. These things give people opportunities. They give people money. They give people, you've heard about the Oscar curse, the Hilary Swank thing where they get the thing and they never work again. But I'll take that curse, the money, the prestige, the open doors that come with it, the historical place. So I get that, we can get an NAACP award or we can give our own Oscars or we don't need them to validate us. But there's a objective economic and career opportunity impact that is tied to this. And it's not fair to ask actors of color to walk away from that. They call them the Daniels, Daniel Kwan and Daniel Scheinert, who won Best Director. Congrats going out to them. They were certainly quirky up there. And it's funny, some critics complaining Steven Spielberg should have won. Certainly there's someone who has not been under-recognized in his career, who's done some amazing work, but somebody who definitely will have a next time. Love to hear from you. 800-920-1580 is KBLA Talk 1580. We're unapologetically progressive.
We may be LA's newest talk station, but when you're punching above your weight, it's not about whether you can throw a punch. Can you take a punch? We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. And we don't black down.
Mayor Karen Bass swears in the first black state controller, Malia M. Cohen, the second woman to serve in this role. My Maisha Cairo here with your K-Black Minute News, brought to you by Lendistry, story courtesy of CaliforniaBlackMedia.org. San Francisco native Malia M. Cohen made history this February as the first black person and second woman ever to serve as a controller in the state of California. She is the 33rd person to hold this position, and it was only right that LA Mayor Karen Bass administered the oath. In her position, Malia Cohen will oversee the disbursement of the largest public pension fund in the nation.
Thanks to our new sponsor, Lendistry. Lendistry is a national black-led small business lender that is headquartered in Los Angeles. Lendistry helps small business owners access the affordable capital needed to grow. Visit Lendistry, LENDISTRY.com/KBLA today.
Has child support suspended your license? Illegal. Has child support been reported on your credit report? Illegal. Log on to childsupportisfraud.com for more information.
KBLA Talk 1580 would like to thank all of the businesses that tune into KBLA at work. We celebrate you, your calls to the station, and your overall support. To show our appreciation, we would like to treat your office to lunch for 10, sponsored by John O'Groats family-owned restaurant and johnogroats.us. Open the KBLA Talk 1580 app or log on to KBLA1580.com to submit your office to be selected for our Office of the Week. We know you're just like our staff, putting in many hard, smart working hours per week. We just want to say thank you, and we appreciate you. You and your staff deserve lunch on us. Enter your office to win lunch for 10 and be highlighted on KBLA Talk 1580 as our Office of the Week. Open the KBLA app or log on to KBLA1580.com to enter your office today to become the KBLA Talk 1580 Office of the Week. Sponsored by John O'Groats family-owned restaurant and johnogroats.us. Become the KBLA Talk 1580 Office of the Week. This has been a KBLA Talk 1580 community call to action. We're not for everybody, but we're for everybody. You're listening to KBLA Talk 1580.
Michelle Yeoh got up there and she said, "Don't let anybody tell you that you are past your prime." Was that a shot at Don Lemon or just the entire Hollywood industry? Also, I love that she was so specific about saying this award is for all the kids that look like me. Don't give up. Yeah, say that, because representation does matter, and your work matters. And she's, again, like Angela Bassett, done significant, powerful, high-quality work for a very long time. What's love got to do with it? It's true. It reminded me of when they finally gave Denzel his first Oscar. He has two. For Training Day, when we all knew he should have got it for Malcolm X. We knew he should have got it for Hurricane, right? And probably 2 or 3 other films. But finally they got around to it. And I think it's very important that we talk about it, protest it, and don't just give up on it and walk away. Although I am happy that Ms. Bassett did get her NAACP award. It's good that we have our own standards and our own decisions about what we consider to be success. What equals success to you? Big Phil from L.A., Jumbo, hola, hotep.
Good morning. Don't sleep. Keep waking up. Jumbo. That guy Sanchez is nothing but a joke in Florida, okay? First of all, he's a fake governor. He beat the brother. Brother should have won. And I hate the brother had a nervous breakdown. I don't know what happened to him. Was it Andrew? What was his name? The young brother?
Oh, gosh. Yeah, who had his, Andrew Gillum. Thanks, Miles. Andrew Gillum. Brain fade. Yeah, and he seemed to have such a promising career, and then he just crashed and burned.
Absolutely. He's another Trump. That's what he is. He's trash. And furthermore, I'm going to move very quickly. I'm concerned about Mark Wrigley Thomas. You know, we've been in marches over the last 20 years. Good brother, very powerful brother for our community. But that lady Flynn took a deal, and I'm just hoping that as time go on, they don't do the backdoor, like the old backdoor trick on him, So I'm a little concerned about that. He should win, but you got to keep an eye on that lady Clinton took that deal, okay?
Yeah, but that lady's 83 years old. You know what I mean? She can't. She can't do a day in. She can't do a day in jail. That doesn't mean that.
No, I'm talking about she took a deal. I was concerned about that because they was in together with that with the funding of USC for Sebastian. I'm just concerned about it. Okay.
Yeah. No. I mean, I understand what you're saying. I'm just saying that maybe. Maybe that doesn't mean she has anything to tell or anything to sell. Maybe it doesn't mean she's justified in taking a deal. And we have to remember she worked at the university, so she had a different set of standards, a different paper trail. We don't know what else she was doing, you know what I mean, how she was incriminating herself, whereas Councilmember Mark Ridley Thomas, supervisor at that time, worked for the county, and his transparency level is much higher because it has to be based on being an elected in that kind of a high-profile office. So hopefully that is not going to have a huge impact in the end, even though it is worrisome.
Well, I hope not, because you got to realize she's white, he's black. Okay, we're going to leave it at that. Okay, and I'm pulling for the brother. I hope he come out flying colors. But I'm going to land. Dominique, I love you so much. I love Miles. I love Travis Valley. You guys doing a great job. I'm going to always listen to you. I'm going to fight. We're going to fight. We're going to win. God bless you.
God bless you. We love you too, Big Phil, and we appreciate you so much. Those folks that show up, show out, and always support KBLA, we got your back too. That's how we do it. Reciprocity. And we don't black down. KBLA Talk 1580.
Say the quiet part out loud. KBLA Talk 1580. KBLA Talk 1580 welcomes the U.S. premiere of the Bob Marley One Love Experience. Open now through April 23rd at Ovation in Hollywood. Enter to win a pair of VIP tickets on the KBLA app or KBLA1580.com. A One Love Experience poster, vinyl record, and souvenir. This has been a community call to action brought to you by KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey y'all, this is your girl Cheryl Underwood, and I want to tell you something. My digestive system used to make me feel sluggish, but those days are over. Now I feel great. That's because I increased my fiber intake with the Metamucil 2-week challenge, and I'm still hooked. I just took Metamucil every day for 14 days, and it's really that easy. Metamucil traps and removes the waste that weighs you down, so you feel lighter and more energetic. Now I never want to go back to that heavy feeling. Are you ready for the Metamucil 2-week challenge? For a coupon and daily support, sign up at Metamucil.com today.
When I can't sleep, my mind just races. I think about work, the kids, but I don't think about taking melatonin because I'm afraid I'll feel groggy in the morning.
ZzzQuil Pure Z's Gummies has an optimal dose of melatonin for no next-day grogginess, so you can fall asleep naturally and wake up feeling refreshed. ZzzQuil Pure Z's Gummies for better sleep like never before. And try Pure Z Sleep plus Next Day Energy with melatonin plus extended release B vitamins.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
The rent is too damn high. KBLA joins you in calling for affordable housing. The LA Tenants Union is a diverse, tenant-led movement fighting for the human right to housing for all. The LA Tenants Union demands safe, affordable housing and union rent control. They organize against landlord harassment, mass evictions, and displacement, and mobilize for the repeal of the Ellis Act and Costa-Hawkins Act. The LA Tenants Union is on a mission to strengthen tenants' political power through education, advocacy, and direct action. To get help with your eviction or other landlord-tenant issues, take action for justice, or become a member, visit latenantsunion.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Cookie wants to be a professional wrestler.
I'm Cookie Serratos, and I'm 11 years old.
She also wants to win all the medals. That's why Cookie and her family make every day count, squeezing out her best with Go-Go Squeeze.
Okay, Cookie, let's break for a Go-Go Squeeze.
Go-Go Squeeze Fruit on the Go pouches are a nutritious snack made from 100% fruit with no sugar added.
Go, Cookie!
Because when you nurture your kids, you squeeze out the best in them. Squeeze out the best with Go-Go Squeeze. Not a low-calorie food. Products range from 11 to 13 grams of sugar and 60 to 70 calories per serving.
This is KBLA Talk 1580, where everybody is somebody and nobody is a stranger. You belong here.
So the storming is starting again today in Northern California. Looks like, from what I'm seeing, what I'm reading, that it won't hit here, Southern California, until tomorrow again, and that it's off and on this week. But some pretty catastrophic outcomes in the northern parts of the state. A levee broke in the town of Pájaro, which is mostly farm workers, low-income folks, people trapped, people flooded. The whole town is pretty much flooded. It's crazy, too, this situation in Watsonville where they're saying that the Army Corps of Engineers knew that levee was vulnerable to breaking. But they're saying they do a cost-benefit analysis and decided it's not worth fixing it because the property values are too low. But what about the human lives? I mean, I've never heard of that. We're not going to fix this dangerous... I mean, I've heard of it, but I've never heard of it being overtly stated. I've heard of people deprioritizing low-income communities for sure, but coming out and saying, well, it doesn't make sense to fix that levee because property values are too low. And so who cares? But there's people there. And life values, the value of lives should be the same for any income community. I know that's not how we function in this nation, but it should be. There's no moral way you can justify that. Let's go to D. Good morning, D.
Good morning, Dominique. How are you?
Calling from Long Beach, I believe. I'm
yes,
good.
Yes, ma'am.
How are you?
I'm okay. You know, I thought I wasn't going to talk about money, but I feel compelled to do so. This Silicon Valley Bank thing, what makes it so scary is that banks might get $100 and then they make loans of $10,000 with it. So, it's really easy to collapse like a house of cards.
Yeah. Well, the other thing that makes it scary is that so much of our monetary system is based on faith and perception, right?
Right. The dollar is psychological.
Yeah. So if people don't believe in it, that's a problem.
Very much so. I mean, what's the solution?
I don't know what the solution. I think what the Biden administration is doing, what I can see the Fed doing is the right thing to do, which is shore it up. Tell people, look, you're going to get your money back. Try to sell the doggone thing. I think that's probably the best thing to do. Congresswoman Maxine Waters put out a statement about it. She said, this is me quoting her, "We appreciate the U.S. Department of the Treasury, Federal Reserve, and Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation for coming together to address the Silicon Valley Bank and Signature Bank failures," because now Signature Bank also failed, "and to protect the financial system. Today's actions will enable workers to receive their paychecks and for small businesses to survive while providing depository institutions with more liquidity options to weather the storm."
That's the thing. But this opens the door for Mr. Biden to fully fund infrastructure. The American Society of Civil Engineers put out a wish list of $5 trillion in the 2000s. This is 2023. That is at least $7 trillion in today's dollars.
Well, I think that the fear that you're talking about is rippling all through the financial sector right now, for sure. We've got news, traffic, and sports. Then we have Mindful Monday, and we'll continue our conversations. 800-920-1580. We do have a lot to talk about.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
We thank you for sharing a part of your Monday morning with us here on the Black Information Network. I'm Mike Moore. Here's the latest. President Biden is set to deliver